It's Memorial Day, the unofficial kickoff to summer. But before firing up the grill or hitting the beach, we can't forget what today is about: honoring and saluting our military heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. We have a huge show ahead, so let's kick it off with your fan mail questions. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, so good to be here. All right, first question from Connie C. What was the biggest punishment you received as a kid? Dana, you were a terrible child, I would assume. The amount of drugs and alcohol you participated in.
That Travis. You forgot the vandalism.
Yes,
that was a bad one. The vandalism.
You're a bad kid.
Yeah. Okay, so my mom has since apologized. But I used to get the wooden spoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It worked.
It did work.
I'm not against it.
Yeah. The wooden spoon, I had a fly swatter.
Ow, that one hurts
The
too.
fly swatter, being chased with a fly swatter, Jesse.
Did they catch you?
Yes, they caught me many times. I was a slow child. I never got the belt, though. Everybody got the belt.
No.
I'll give you the belt.
Yeah.
Oh, come here.
What about you, Jesse?
I had to mow my dad's croquet court. Got in a lot of trouble, and the mower actually got caught up in the wicket, and then the wicket came and hit the poodle in the tail.
Oh, no.
We had to take it to the vet.
That's such a Jesse Waters childhood. I had to mow my dad's croquet court. Yes, and then we had iced tea in the veranda, and Ashley came over. What about you?
And the butler took the poodle to the veterinarian.
You're one to talk, Harold.
I'll never forget second grade. It was biggest and most memorable. In second grade, I played somewhere at school, and my principal, a woman named Hattie Jackson, brought me into her office, and she said, "This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you." And she hit me 7 times with a wooden paddle.
Oh.
I never went back to the principal's office again. I never played in the
What did
woods
you do?
again. We were not
played in the
allowed to play in
woods.
some area, and I did it. And then I got home, and my mom used the belt.
Oh.
Because I embarrassed my parents at
Wow.
school by getting paddled.
Wow.
Man.
Double
Never got
punishment.
paddled again.
Kennedy, what about you? You were a precocious child.
Thank you, Greg.
Yes.
So my parents were Democrats.
Ah.
And when I was in high school, my senior year, I actually snuck to the Republican convention. And
Rebel.
in Seaside, and my mom worked for the phone company. So I told her I was at a friend's house, but I was really in Seaside, Oregon. And so she went to work and checked where the call came in from when I called her collect, because we didn't have cell phones back in the 1940s, Jesse. And that was the only time in my childhood I got grounded. My mom wasn't mad that I was gone. It was the fact that I went to the Republican convention.
Wow. I don't think I've ever was grounded. I got suspended and expelled from school, but never like that. Never. My parents never did anything.
What did you
Expelled
get
for what?
expelled for?
It's a long story, but I was able to come back to school.
Me too.
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, when they couldn't find the victim, the charges were dropped. It had to do with firecrackers in the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Wow.
threatening a
The
teacher.
victim probably took a wicket to the throat.
Yes.
Threatening a teacher.
Yes, long story. Roseanne asks, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is so easy.
Yep.
Kennedy, what would you eat? I know that you're gluten intolerant.
Yes. Greg, I have celiac, and I would like to take this moment for a wonderful public service announcement to save your small intestine. It would probably be my mom's gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Because now I got to butter up because I embarrassed her about the whole Republican thing.
Yes. Gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, Harold. What about you?
If I didn't worry about my vanity, if I was not worried about my weight, I would have ice cream and chocolate chip cookies every day. But even so, I'd eat sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. I only get them on Thanksgiving, really, but I love sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. That's so lame. Jesse.
I would probably, just to mess with you,
Yeah.
shrimp. Because I know how much you hate shellfish.
I hate shrimp, but I used to have shrimp as a child, but I got out of it. I had a shrimp cocktail because I like the taste of the
Tartar
sauce. Yes, it was really good. Shrimp cocktail. Speaking of shrimp cocktail,
Yep.
you're quite a shrimp cocktail.
Yes, I am. I would have steak all day long, every day, all the time.
I would say pizza because you can do anything with a pizza. So if you feel like having a meat
Meat
or
meat
vegetables,
lovers.
any kind of pizza will do. I think I won that round.
I think I did.
I think Jesse lost.
Yes.
Yeah, or lost.
What is the best book you ever read? This is from Nina. Harold, why don't you go first and say the Bible?
1984, George Orwell. I read it in 7th grade. I got a B on the test, but it changed my life. It really got me into reading and for that matter, got me into critical thinking.
Good for you. Too bad it didn't pay off. Jesse?
The Hobbit is my answer for every
book.
literary question.
Ever.
First book that pops into my head, I'm going to go Hobbit.
Dana?
When I was a kid, I would say I read A Wrinkle in Time over and over and over again as a kid. And then actually it was funny because a couple years ago, then that book there was some controversy about it. It was that anniversary. It was like, that might have turned kids Republican or libertarian.
Was it a time travel thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also when you went to the time travel, it's basically you lived like a communist and nobody wanted to live in communism.
I'm definitely gonna read that last year.
Get it?
Kennedy?
Yes. 2, I love Jane Eyre. That's like one of the few books that I've read over and over again. But a book that absolutely changed the way I see the world was called An Essay on Man by Ernst Cassirer.
Oh, Ernst. How is he
Ernst.
doing?
Not alive. Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking, my favorite book I always talked about was Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. And then I read it a couple of times, and then I read it again, and I'm going like, maybe it wasn't as great as I remember it, but I don't know. But I guess I should just say Blood Meridian.
It's a good one.
It's a good book. All right, this is from Dorothy. Dorothy T. What is one food you refuse to eat? I guess I should go to you, Jesse. Is there anything you won't eat?
Soup. In public, it's an embarrassment for men to be seen slurping soup from a spoon. And that's why I don't do it.
It is interesting. Why can't you just drink soup?
Out of a
You
thermos.
can.
Yes, just
On a
drink it.
hike,
Yes,
perhaps.
exactly. Like little beef barley,
Yeah.
little bouillon cube.
Bouillon cube?
Bouillon.
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 I thought that was gold.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. You actually do
this
your
like a
yoga
mirror?
exercises on a bouillon cube. Hey, Kennedy.
Hey.
What food do you refuse to eat?
There's only one. It's anything. I will eat anything. I've eaten the weirdest food. I don't think I should say this out loud, but I've eaten a body part from several different animals. I had something to eat, to drink in Zimbabwe that cannot be mentioned on a family program. So the only thing I would not eat is gluten, something containing gluten. That's it.
Gluten.
Everything else on the table.
Dana?
There's so many things, but like the things I'm writing down are snake, alligator, snails, like any of that weird stuff I would never.
I've eaten all of it.
I made Johnny eat escargot one time.
Disgusting.
Yeah, he didn't even know what it was.
Well,
Poor
that's what
guy.
you told
Did
him
it taste
anyway.
like chicken?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I've eaten a lot, but I won't eat black olives, and I'm allergic to shellfish. Black olives
Black
doesn't agree with me. Just doesn't, whatever, it makes it's not good.
I'm going to go with lobster. You know, I don't like how they're treated.
Same.
You're not
you know?
serious.
No, I've never had lobster in my life.
You've never eaten it on Jesse's croquet lawn.
Yes, that's true. Yes. All right. What's the dumbest thing you ever did as a
God.
kid? I already know Dana's answer because this question comes up every
again
year.
and again. I mean,
yeah. So don't bring up the
a lot
plane
of things.
story.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yes.
A dumb thing I did as a kid, as a little kid. Well, I would say, I chose gymnastics over piano when I was forced to make a choice because I couldn't have like that many lessons in the week and we have to we have to pay for lessons and everything. And I chose gymnastics. I should have kept with piano.
Wow.
That was
Your
dumb.
whole life would have changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here.
No, that is true. And you'd be tall.
That's true.
I don't know. Does gymnastics stunt your growth? That wasn't my problem.
There was a secret bookshelf in my grandfather's library that we discovered, and we went down. It's where he kept his rare whiskeys, and I accidentally shattered like a $10,000 bottle.
Wow.
You did?
You left out that part where you found all
That's
that
not true?
Nazi memorabilia.
What? Take that out. It was Mussolini.
Harold?
I thought that I could be Evel Knievel on a moped.
Oh, no.
And I
Oh,
went,
no.
and we went with my brothers. I made this little thing. The ramp didn't really last, and I fell off. Thank God I didn't break my neck, but it was fun. It was fun. I'm not Evel Knievel, I realized.
No, you aren't.
Thank you.
Kennedy.
It was skateboarding day at the MTV Beach House. I was still pretty young. I was barely 20, and I decided to drop in on a half pipe.
Wow.
And I got a concussion and had to go to the hospital in an ambulance.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were a wild little lady, weren't you?
It was wild.
It
The
was
rest of it
wild.
I can't remember because of the concussion.
I smoking cigarettes. I was young. I remember buying cigarettes in a machine at
yeah.
Macy's. You'd go downstairs into the hallway, put money in, and kind of me and this guy
pull that
Bob.
thing.
Yeah, we went to the high school and we smoked cigarettes, and then I came home and I spilled my guts without them even asking. My mom said, "Hey, what did you guys do?" And I go, "We smoked." and Bob never hung around with me again.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.